Our first Browns topic of the day is brought to us by Mazda. For those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. All right, guys, I heard a stat this morning that I confirmed, and it kind of blew my mind. The over-under for this game on Sunday between the Browns and the Vikings is 35.5. That is the lowest over-under in the 51-game history of the NFL's international series. So of all the international games they've played, London, Brazil,
what is that?
Mexico,
That is a random
50
stat.
games, whatever, it's still the lowest.
I was going to say it's
ever.
the lowest in 10 years in the international games. Okay.
The
It is
interesting
the
thing
lowest-
about that is nobody has a home field advantage.
Yes.
So
Those
you
games
think
tradition
offense
as well.
would be at a premium.
Those games traditionally go over, but go ahead, Mike.
I'm just
That's
saying it's also
why.
the lowest this season. And I wanted to ask you guys, we have Flores and Wentz against Schwartz and Gabriel, a rookie making his first start. He's also the first rookie to ever make his National Football League starting debut in an international game.
Oh,
So that's also another
all
little
right.
tidbit for Dillon Gabriel.
History.
Those did not make the 5-pack of stats, which is coming up in 2 topics from now. But when you look at the offense versus defensive matchups on both sides, G. Bush, is 35.5 too high, too low, or an appropriate number, considering we still don't know exactly what to expect from Dillon Gabriel?
35.5, what is that, 17 points apiece? I mean,
18-17 is what they're
18-17. You know what? It's about right where I think it is. I think this game will be a little bit lower scoring, especially given the fact that you got Carson Wentz on the other side of the football. So, this game is going, and I think Zach talked about it. I'm not expecting fireworks. I'm expecting a game where if you can get 175 from Dillon Gabriel, a touchdown, and hopefully if he does throw a pick, it ain't a pick six or something like that, or turnover or fumble within, your own territory, you might be able to find yourself in a football game where the Cleveland Browns can win this game defensively. It's a neutral site game. It's not going to be a game where it's too loud out there. There's not going to be a raucous crowd, and it's a different atmosphere. I always like to play in games where sometimes I'm not at home. I don't have to deal with the home stuff. I don't have to deal with ticket requests. I don't have to deal with people being at the game, trying to pull up afterwards, where we going to eat. I like to just go in, do my business, and then, you kind of get a little closer because it's that feeling of it's all of us versus the rest of them. So you pull in tighter, you get closer, you dial in a little bit more, hotel. So this is a game I think the Browns actually can win. That's why I thought if you were going to move to a rookie, this is the best point in time to do it, because you don't have the distractions. He's going to be locked in and focused. It's a neutral site game, and it's a team you're playing against that don't really they got good receivers in Addison and Jefferson, but they got Carson Wentz who might give you a couple of turnovers too. So I think this is right about where it's supposed to be at, about 18, 17, somewhere in that range. But I think this is a winnable game for the Browns, even though he's a rookie playing his first game.
I mean, I expect, on paper, this game should definitely be under. The Vikings have a terrible quarterback who turns over the ball, and they're missing 2 of their starting offensive linemen against the defense that's been, one of, if not the best in football so far. On the other side, the Browns have the worst offense, or I guess the second worst offense in football behind Tennessee. There's not much reason to believe Dillon Gabriel's going to be much better. Anything's possible because he hasn't played, but I don't know there's that much optimism for him playing better. The Browns' weapons on offense are, overall not great. And so the Browns haven't been able to score. So, I mean, this game feels like it's a 13-10 game. A close, low-scoring game. But, I mean, you never know. And
It's hard to say. It really is hard to say. Sometimes, you get a special team score, you get a
you never know.
6, you don't know.
But if I had to bet if this game is going to go over or under 35.5 points, I'd go under.
Yeah, I would go over, and the reason being is I didn't know that it was the lowest over-under line in the history of the international games. These are interesting games, and you said most of them go over.
Yeah.
In my mind, it seems like most of them have gone over. And when you start asking yourself, why is that? Well, both teams are operating fairly freely offensively.
Yeah.
In an average NFL game, there is a decided home field advantage. Although last night's game was funny to watch. It was San Fran in L.A., and I swear there was way more San Francisco fans than Rams fans.
Sure,
Rams have no home field. And
None.
Raiders don't either.
No, I know they don't.
Yeah.
But all of that being said, the Chargers don't either.
Yeah.
All that being said, I think in a game like this, because both offenses can operate freely without trying to, work through the crowd noise, that's why I would expect there would be a little bit more scoring in this one. Also, I have it barely going over, but I do have it going over. I think the Browns offense is gonna surprise some folks. They're not gonna put up 30, but they're going to look more like an NFL offense, primarily because the king on the chessboard can move. And I think the immobility of a quarterback in today's game, how many quarterbacks are immobile?
Almost none.
Almost none.
Yeah.
In the old days, not even old days, just go back to the Manning Brady era.
Right.
Like, those were the two that stood out, and neither were mobile.
No.
And the game has changed so dramatically offensively that when you see an immobile quarterback today, it's jaw-droppingly awful because we don't see them. So I do think that once you put a piece back there that is able to run and move and slide in the pocket and buy even a second, I think the offense is going to take a nice step forward. So I would take the over.
Jason?
I tend to agree with Jay. I don't think Dillon's going to come out and set the world on fire.
No.
I think he will take care of the football, move the chains. And the big concern with him, obviously, is the size. And
What is he officially?
5'11".
5'11"
Is he
and
five-
a quarter
Okay.
was his combine height measurement.
That's the one I trust.
That's not me. Like
It's only an inch shorter than Baker.
Yeah,
An inch
it's,
and change.
it's not.
Yeah.
But he
taller
is
than Russell Wilson.
It's
Drew Brees is around there.
It's really more for me. It's really more an injury risk of can he withstand an entire season?
Yeah.
Because of his size. And
he was a tough guy at Oregon, though.
is he going to get a ball or two knocked down? Yeah, probably. It's an incompletion. You move on.
Right.
The concern I have is if it's not batted down, if it's tipped, and now it's a 50-50 ball.
Right.
That's the bigger concern. More so, if the ball gets swatted down at the line, all right, well, it's an incomplete pass. Not that big of a deal. But if he's getting passes tipped, that's where it becomes a concern. But I think it's going to look like a functional offense.
We will see the experiment because as a defensive lineman, we're not even really trying to keep him in the pocket.
Right.
We ain't trying to flush you nowhere. I want to keep you in the pocket.
Yep.
So now you got to find a throwing lane over my 6'4", 6'5" D tackle. Your offensive lineman is 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", that guys that are in the middle of you. And now we want to give you, not only with that, we're going to make it very difficult for you. I don't even know if I really want to blitz you like that because what I want to do is I want to show a bunch of blitzes at the line of scrimmage, but I'm dropping them off into different places. So the quick game is nice to say, but when you throw in quick, you might throw to a spot you think is open, but we got guys dropping underneath that, you just don't see them. So that is the biggest thing when you're dealing with Flores is because he can bring all of those guys or he can bring none of them. And it's up to you, and especially when you got new tackles rotating in there, where the protection scheme, calling out who got who, what is your slide protection, what are some things on twists and stunts like that are going to really get to you. We'll figure it out early if the situation with him is more of an anecdotal thing where people say you're shorter, or if it's a really big problem because you'll see it immediately. If he's having trouble throwing the football and finding passing lanes, and also the injury thing is one thing, but he has to get rid of the ball. Like I don't like seeing him running around outside the pocket. He might want to get rid of that rock too.
I think one advantage that Minnesota actually, the Browns are technically the home team in this game.
Right.
One advantage that Minnesota has, I mean, I don't know how it'll play itself out, if at all. There's no way to show it, but Minnesota's been in Europe for a week.
True.
More than a week.
Yeah.
Because they played in the Dublin game.
Yeah.
Dublin to...
But we'll be there by 5 days by the time of kickoff
They
happens.
flew in Wednesday night.
Yeah, so their bodies should be acclimated to the difference.
Should. But I think
you're right. Minnesota's staying there for 12
longer.
days
Yeah.
is better than 5.
Bigger than staying internationally, Bull, I think one thing that plays towards the under and in the Browns' favor, 3 of the Vikings starting offensive linemen were ruled out for the game today. 3 of their 5
Oh, yeah,
have
3.
been ruled out.
I said 2 earlier. But.
Nope, 3 of their 5
Okay.
have been ruled out. I could give you the exact names if you give
Doesn't
me 1
matter.
second.
So their
but
offensive line will be
3
as
of the
bad as
5
ours.
are out. Donovan Jackson's out. Their starting center's out. Ryan Kelly, excuse me.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a disaster.
If the Browns could get Conklin back, that would be enormous. Enormous.
Would we guess that that's going to happen?
I think there's a chance.
Good.
I thought last week I said I thought there was
I know
a
you
chance
did,
for this week. I have no idea if he's going to play or not, but I tend to think
that would
there's-
help. That would help immensely,
I mean,
man.
that's essentially your left tackle back with a
Yes,
left-handed quarterback.
yes.
So and now you have one crisis spot on the offensive line rather than 2.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hey, G,
fingers crossed.
I'm curious. I watched both games, but I don't watch them the way you do. I know you focus on the defensive lines. In the first Ohio State-Oregon game last year, Dillon Gabriel was very effective, and particularly when he had to be. And in the second game, he couldn't do anything, particularly in the first half. Do you remember what it was that Ohio State had changed with their defense?
Well,
Why he had such a hard time moving the football?
Well, Ohio State, I used to always get mad under. What's the previous defensive coordinator?
He's at Penn State now.
Jim Knowles.
Yeah, Knowles.
I used to always get mad at him because he would do things and it would be like, hey, you have the skills. You have the athletes.
Yeah, use them.
Why are you not blitzing? Why is your defense vanilla? Why is it that you got this zone coverage where you're letting guys sit back there?
But when he did dial them up, it was usually like that's the perfect place for it. But he didn't do it enough.
He didn't. He could. Now when you look at the second game, they were like, you know what? We're just gonna man you up because we don't think your receivers are good enough.
Oh.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna actually. We're going after you. We're not going to let you get comfortable back there. And the thing about Dillon Gabriel is if you let Dillon Gabriel post up and find his little routes, he's going to hit you. He's going to hit them. He's accurate. He's going to hit them little routes underneath, and he's going to continue to move them chains. And then the next thing you look up, it's like, man, he's on the field again.
Yeah.
3rd down, 3rd and 6, he picked it up. 3rd and 4, he picked it up. Oh, listen, he moved around, found somebody. What you got to do is they made Dillon Gabriel that last game. They made him play from behind because Ohio State came out and scored a bunch of points.
They did.
Early. They got down, and then they were like, we're disregarding the run game. If you want to dink and dunk and do all that other stuff, that's cool. But we're going to make you have to make throws. And when I say throws, big boy throws, the deep plays, the 15 to 25 intermediate routes. I always say it, man. Joe Flacco was sitting down right now because what? He wasn't hitting the 15 or 25 intermediate game, and if you don't hit that, you're in trouble, especially in the league. So for them, I expect Kevin, listen to me. Hey, go ahead and get your playbook out. This is really what that playbook you have for Flacco, that keep it safe stuff. Nah, that's not going to work.
Do we have the wide receivers though to pull that off?
Well, that's on them. We need to figure that out too.
Yeah,
I mean, they dropped the ball, but he's going to have to do things. I would get Jerry Jeudy the ball early. Sean King talked about it. Jerry drops the ball sometimes. He is not really what you call a number 1 receiver. He's more of a 2 guy. But if you get him the ball early, get him the ball touching it early, then he'll be in the flow.
But they did that last week in that first drive. He got 2 or 3 touches.
He did.
And then that was that.
Hey.
The whole offense went away after that first drive.
Listen, at the end of the day, if you were listening to me, just like Bull should be the general manager, assistant GM, and getting Peter Line, I would have got you 3 or 4 receivers. I'd have had you stockpiled. I'd have had the cupboards ready to go if it was Project Stockpile, but we got what we got. So how you gonna move with them?
Yeah,
right?
and you can't address that midway through the season.
Right.
So,
but is there excitement level? I will say this: is there more of an excitement level of seeing Dillon Gabriel than Joe Flacco out there?
Of course.
Yes.
It's the unknown versus the known. We know what that looks like, and that's not going to get it done.
Yeah,
we don't know what the kids are going to look like.
Right.
So let's find out.
So I'm excited.
It's not the excitement of the first round quarterback.
No, it's not.
You know, like if you're a Giants fan, when Jackson Dart goes in, you're excited because you drafted him top of the draft.
Oh, you put your clothes on.
But Bull, it
This
is what it
more
is.
of
It's
a-
all we got.
I'm still more excited than Joe Flacco.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not.
But there are levels to it.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's a 3rd round draft pick. We think there might be something there. We hope there's something there.
Right.
We're going to start to find out Sunday morning.
It's like you think the Browns are never the team that gets the surprise quarterback.
Ever.
Like
No.
maybe they'll finally be that team
Wouldn't
that
that
gets
be
the
nice?
surprise quarterback.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?